We got to figure out how to get back to the chat. Okay.
So what are we talking about today, Alex?
Oh my god. So much shit.
So much shit.
Well, I avoided many car accidents on the way down here.
Well, good.
Fine. I was going maybe like 80, 82, 83, and I was like, we're living on the edge. And then the last 2 hours of the drive, Anastasia was driving. She was busting 95 the whole way. I
Fuck
was in
yeah.
fear for my life.
Hell yeah.
In fear for my life the entire time. We got a bunch of interesting videos in.
Okay.
Is what happened. One of which is a fucking giant teenager uh, who is reportedly 6'5". Um, he's like close to 300 pounds. He says he's 302 pounds. I don't know if I believe him that he's 302 pounds.
Like you think he's more or less?
I think he's less.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested for you to see him because his body is like he looks
Does he have
just.
like gigantism? Does he have like a pituitary thing?
I hope so,
That's
because
awesome.
otherwise he's just kind of fucked up. All right, let's see if these videos end up working. But yeah, so there was another question about that came in about programming for a single lift a day or more kind of the 20 to 30 minutes lifestyle for workouts.
Yeah.
That one always pops up. And then the last one was people lifting with insomnia and then lifting with bad sleep.
Ooh.
Yes. So we got a good bit. I've just been reading and thinking about a lot about sleep because my sleep is terrible. How was your sleep?
It's not bad, man. Like I try to maintain at least 7 to 8 hours a night. So like for instance, I probably won't go to bed until like maybe 11:30, close to midnight.
Okay.
But the most important thing I think, and I haven't really done much research, but I'm gonna just listen to people talk about it, is just winding down. So I'm not going from like, oh, I'm doing shit to like, oh, instantly in bed. I'm
Right.
relaxing, I'm reading, and I try to read like at least an hour before bed, and then I'm out.
This is for you, the true aristocrats. This is actually for you. This is a
Oh
man
yeah,
who reads before bed by candlelight.
oh yeah.
How's it going, Jeff Riggins? We'll get a flex for Jeff going on. How's it going, Jeff? Um, Chase, when's the last time we talked? How long ago did we talk?
Dude, it's been like a month. It's been a
Has it been like a
long fucking
month?
time. I
Did
don't
did
know. It's
I
been a while.
did I already tell you about how the training camp went?
No.
Okay, so basically, back up in DC, it was 8 days. Practice in the morning
Hmm.
from anywhere from like 9 to noon. Uh, cool dudes, gentlemen of strength. Chase, you have to flex for a cool dude now because I got Jeff Riggins.
Here we go.
Whew,
Older.
man, that's the curse of being 260 pounds. Is your arm? It's just flat.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't
It's
hit
your.
buys like you, man. Like I can't even. I got nothing.
Yeah, you just got to do the tricep, Chase.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
show everybody up on the tricep, the 405 triceps. But yeah, so it was morning practice, 9 to like generally I would say 11:15, but some days it ended up till noon.
Yeah.
Lifting, which was like 45 minutes of the most pitiful lifting you've ever seen. It
Hmm.
after a nap, basically come home, eat, take a nap, lift.
Hmm.
World's shittiest, most tired lifts. Nap again, come home. It's 8 o'clock, 8 to like somewhere between 10:30 to 11 again. Night practice. Did
Damn.
that for 8 days.
And this is for what, judo or like the
This is
Mongolian
judo.
thing?
Yeah, this is judo. Yeah, the USA the US Open was today.
Mm.
So 2 weeks ago was the training camp. There was like a rest week for everybody,
Hmm.
and then the competition was today.
So
But yeah,
did
it
you compete
was.
today?
Oh, I did not. No, no. My breathing thing is still also all over the place.
Mm.
But like, it was good. It was good. We had a lot of very good guys in the room. A few of which who ended up getting silver. No one. I didn't. None of the guys who were at the training camp got gold. Um, but it was good. Yeah, the event ended up having like 2,000 athletes register across all the weight
Damn, dude.
divisions. So it's getting bigger and bigger every time. Um, the Americans won because of course it was hosted in America. Number
Fuck yeah.
two is Armenia. A bunch of
Really?
Armenians came in and just
Wow.
shit stomped people. And then three was Canada.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, so all of my joints still feel just broken as shit.
Yeah, you
Like
just
my
feel
fingers while
like a
typing.
elastic man. You're just able to fucking bend and move everywhere.
No, I just feel like so stiff, like literally like
Oh, you
reaching
feel
to like
stiff. Gotcha.
clean my lower back. I'm like reaching to like my butt, and I'm like, oh my god, like my
Yeah.
forearm can't like rotate. I'm like getting like here, and I'm like,
Damn.
but yeah, I'm basically still half dead. How are you
Mhm.
doing?
I'm doing good, man. I've kind of edited the program a little bit to where I'm
Ooh,
picking up the intensity. So I haven't posted anything on Instagram, but man, I hit 170 and then like 135 in training on Friday for the snatch and the clean and jerk.
okay. Do you
Um,
have videos of those?
yeah, I didn't post them.
Chase,
I
put them
know.
the fuck on.
I'm lazy about it. I
How'd
don't
they
even
feel? Do you feel
do
like
it.
you're back at the
Good,
back at
man.
the top of the game?
Yes, and I think I feel much better with maintaining like my back extension because like what usually happens is I'll pop the bar out in front, especially on the clean, so it kind of dumps me forward and stuff like that because I'm just rounding in the upper back. Like I'm strong enough to do it, but I just go retard mode with the back and I don't really maintain the extension.
Retard
So
mode.
working on that, and that the snatches feel way different. They feel much more recreatable. The clean and
Okay,
jerk more
that's
so
good.
too.
Have you tried cranking your head up as hard as you possibly can?
No, I haven't tried that.
Okay, yeah, there
That's the
was a
last
recent.
result.
Okay, yeah, it's a last resort. I'm gonna pull up one of these. This guy is supposedly 19. He's totally not 19. Have you
Oh yeah,
seen this
that
guy?
guy. Yeah,
Yeah, he's clearly
fucking
had a
massive. Yeah,
failed hair transplant. Look at that.
yeah.
Very clearly has had a hair
Well, he's
transplant.
from one of the stand countries, right? Or like in that region.
He is 19, Chase.
I know, but
This
where's he
he is
from?
19 years old. Let's see where he's from. Um, I have no idea. I don't know what country this is. Athlete weightlifter. He's from some sort of Arabic country. Easy yourself. He's a record holder. Uzbekistan, probably Uzbekistan, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm,
he's a stand country for sure, man.
we're gonna guess. But doesn't this look like your average 19-year-old, Chase? We
I mean,
gotta
actually,
get to the video again.
in that picture, yes, but like, no, not with the where he's cleaning it.
Look at this. The hair of a 19-year. Chase,
No,
this should make
dude,
you
it's
feel better
fucked
about
up.
your long, luscious locks.
Yeah,
Yeah, he may be able to clean whatever the fuck this is, but
yeah, he's probably taking God knows what, and that's why his
yes.
hair's all fucked up. But
I saw this and I thought of you because I saw him floating. Let's go. I missed the frame. How do you feel about this clean, Chase?
it's fucking stupid.
Oh my god.
What's that? That's 47 or something like that.
This is 246.
246. Gotcha.
All right, hold on. Yeah, so right here, I really did like this position that he was in.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to try to pause it again. Right here. Look at that. So just like stiff-legged deadlift. He's
Yeah.
on the
Exactly.
heels. The bar is about an inch and a half away from his leg.
Yes.
He's still over it, and then he just fucking cranks it fucking
He goes,
back.
nah, I got it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that motion where he's bringing the his,
Hmm.
do you feel like you can replicate this, Chase, with your mass?
Not to that caliber of weight, but hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, you need more mass, man.
Yeah, that's it.
L7D. Yeah, there's pictures of this guy from when he's like supposedly, 15 and he still looks like a 30-year-old. What am I? I'm 29. He looks like he could be my dad. But all right, where are we going back to? Let's get out of here. Bam. Yeah, Chase, we got a bunch of shit. Tell me more about what else did you hit?
Oh no, just 170 here recently.
Okay, you hit 170 and then
Man,
what?
presses are starting to go a little bit well. I'm starting to get into a better routine. Like I've kind of took your advice. We're kind of like cycling a little bit through like some exercise selection, right? So I'm not just beating myself up with a bunch of reps on just the press. It's now incorporate the pin press, maybe some
Mhm.
strict press, stuff like that, and I feel much more recovered throughout the week versus just me beating the shit out of myself.
The
And
same
also,
pattern over and over.
yeah, and I did what you're not supposed to. I kind of looked at a program in practical programming and I kind of modified it.
Which one did you
Yeah.
get?
There's one.
Is it the Nebraska program?
No. It's one from Jim Moser. He made up one where it's like it's slowly you're transitioning into like a 6 day week. I'm
Okay.
not doing 6 days a week or even five. There's a template for four, so
Or
it's
four.
basically
Okay.
like it's a heavy, medium, light, heavy. So that's what I've kind of mimicked my program as, and I've tailored the other lifts that are non-Olympic stuff accordingly, and I feel way better about them.
And are the non-Olympic lifts your last heavy day?
No, so like I'll squat Monday, but
Okay.
Monday will be my heavy max out attempt on the snatch and the clean and jerk, and a jerk from the rack. So I've got 3 heavy sessions there, and then a heavy squat. So, for instance, I'll do like 3 singles on the squat, and then probably this week coming up, I'll probably do more volume. So
I
then this
love
is
it.
only my squat oriented day,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
Tuesday, I'm doing a medium day, so I'm still doing some block stuff. I'm doing some heavy doubles on the blocks. Then I'm doing a front squat at a certain percentage. I think it's like 85%, to where it's not beating the fuck out of
For
me.
triples or what?
Yeah, for a triple,
Okay. Just
and
you're
then
doing
just
a
one
triple on
triple.
that?
Hmm.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
So we got that. It's a press day as well, so
Hmm.
I'll alternate from singles, pin press, and then like a jerk support too. And then let's see, Thursday it's my light day, so I'll do a bunch of EMOMs with the snatch and the clean and jerk just to get the volume in there.
Okay.
Um, Gonna be doing a pause front squat. It's a light version of a front squat. I just wanted to do the pause because I always bottom out in the bottom of the front squat, so I want to
Hmm.
kind of catch it a little bit higher. So I'll stop
Right.
myself where I need to supposedly catch the bar. Um, and then I'm benching and then alternating from bench to like a pin bench on that day.
How, if I can interrupt, how hard is
Go
it
ahead.
during those paused front squats where you're doing a little bit higher? Let's say you're 2 centimeters higher. How hard is it to not dump the bar forward when you're doing that?
Oh, it's not hard at all.
Okay, so you're not necessarily at the point where it's like knees forward enough. You're not kind of coming up, let's say like quarter squat almost. Where are you stopping at?
Where thighs are probably about parallel to the floor.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've noticed if I work on catching the power clean in that sort of middle ground between full clean to power clean, that
Hmm.
kind of awkward area,
Hmm.
the temptation to dump it forward is just tremendous
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
the torso angle is wonky.
Yep.
Um, okay, so we're on to presses after that.
Yep. So we got bench presses. Just doing like a heavy day, one week with the bench, and then kind of like a more volume session the later week. Friday is wrapping it up with another heavy session. So I'll start it with a max effort front squat to kind of
Hmm.
get warm and stuff like that. Max effort snatch, clean and jerk, and then finish with another max front squat trying to beat the previous front squat. So let's say, like,
Interesting.
for
Okay.
example, I did 190 on Friday to open up, and then I ended with a 205. Now, 190, I could have gone heavier, but
Are you
uh,
backing down and doing more singles after that, or until they
nope,
get slow, or what?
that's it. Just those two
Okay.
singles. And then
Okay.
I'll finish with a deadlift or like a rack pull or something.
Dude, I love this. This is the lowest rep training in the world.
Dude, it feels amazing. I'm like, dude, like, even though I'm all gassed and shit afterwards, I'm like, I love it.
You're like workout complete, 4 reps done.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I have more questions about this. I got to show you this video, Chase.
Cool. Okay.
Um, all right. So your boy, his name is. Do you want to see the squat or the deadlift first? How about that?
Is this the gigantism teenager?
This is the giant zoomer. Yes,
Okay.
world's largest zoomer.
I don't know, man. Surprise me.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll do the deadlift first because there's topless boys in the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are they of age?
they're never of age, Chase. They'll be forever young. So all Zoomers look like this, by the way. They all
Yeah,
look
they
like
do.
this. They all
And
have the
like a weird
broccoli
mullet.
haircut. They
Yeah.
do. Okay, so this kid is supposed to be everybody. This kid is supposed to be 18 years old. He says he's 6'5" and weighs 302 pounds. He's not that. How much would you say this guy weighs?
Maybe on a good day, like 265, 275.
Okay, I'm curious to see what your thought is when he gets into the squat rack because he just takes up the whole fucking squat rack. It's
Gotcha.
interesting
He
to see.
looks pretty. He looks lean as fuck right here.
I want to know how big these two kids in the back are, because if these guys are like 6 feet tall, maybe this is
Hmm.
fucking with our perspective. But we'll see. So this is 5'10", and he's pulling from bumpers. Everybody, his
Yeah,
feet are almost as big as the bumper plates.
he's not 305. Like he's just too lean.
I was guessing 275. Yeah, I think 250 to 275. You're right. Jeff. Once you see him in the squat rack, I think maybe your opinion is going to change. Yeah,
But no,
he's 6 feet tall.
he's
This guy's
clearly.
5'11". That's the height difference.
I don't understand why he's artificially changing the range of motion here. I guess because he thinks he's too tall
Well,
or some
let's
shit.
look at where he's starting from. He's starting this last strip's a pretty good example. Yeah, so he's starting it back slightly. This is where he's trying to launch from. So the bar is literally
Yeah.
over the base of his toes, looking
Yep.
straight up, hips really low. Yeah, and this is still
Hmm.
flying off the ground. Yeah, this is
Oh yeah.
not even remotely slow at all.
But I still don't understand like what was the point, because like maybe he thought, which I doubt this, but like usually if we decrease the range of motion, we're trying to fix some form error in the sense of either the back extension, maybe the start of the hips. But this just, I don't know. I have a feeling he just was like, oh, I'm too tall to deadlift, so I need a little bit of
See,
a
you're
picking up with
thinking
the
like
with the weight.
a rational, already indoctrinated starting strength acolyte, Chase. You're
That's
thinking
true.
you're trying to
That's
Ben
true.
Shapiro own the libs with facts and logic sort of reason here. You got to think. You got to think
Yeah.
more emotionally. He's in front of his boys. He wants to pull 510. He pulled 500 last time. If it's easier from the plates, you just got to do it from the plates. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
what
guess
he's
so.
doing here. Yeah, this kid is pretty mad. So how? Okay, so let's say you get an athlete who's already really strong. This kid's whipping around 5'10".
Hmm.
How would you get him to
Yep.
feel comfortable pulling from a correct position that is on the ground and near his midfoot?
Gotcha. Yeah. So like we're gonna have to deload him a lot, and like he's clearly stronger than
5'10".
let's say like yeah, like
Yeah.
he's gonna pull maybe like 245, 275 with me day one, and that's with like perfect form and stuff like that. It could be more just depending on just how well he's
Mm-hmm.
able to look like the model and pick
Okay.
up the form. But the technique is going to be holding him back, right? So yeah, I would get him away from using dumbass bumpers like this. He's probably capable enough of setting the back in the proper position if we were to bring in his stance a little bit, angle out his toes, and then work on back extension. Because here, like his low back is not set. Like he clearly does not know how
Yeah.
to set that.
This would feel like such
Um,
a. I would imagine if I was deadlifting like this and then someone showed me the starting strength deadlift, I would be like, "What the fuck is this?" That would be
oh
such
yeah,
a huge
yeah,
departure. Yeah.
yeah. And like the biggest thing would be like trying to get it through this kid's head is like, look, we're not pulling 510 because your cat back here is gonna fucking
Hmm.
fail. We got to go back down, and then we'll go back to 510 here in the next like
Right.
2 months.
If
But
that,
that's kind of the
it may
big
even
thing.
be shorter than
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Oh, by the way, Chase, you can't hear the sound, but there are a lot of guys in this room screaming for him.
Just
They're
grunting and
fucking. They're
yelling.
they're hyping your boy up.
Hell
Um.
yeah.
Okay, but anyways, you're 18 years old. You got a lot of time. Even if it's like, hey, if you tell this kid he'll pull 650 by the time he's 21, he'll be like,
Yeah.
fucking. By the time I'm 21, that's a decade from now. I don't know if he'll have that sort of foresight. But yeah, this would be an interesting one to get him to change from being that tall. Okay, that was
Hmm.
his deadlift. Let's check out his squat. We're putting it up, everybody. You'll like this one a lot, Chase. This is what I imagine it's like when you squat. This is what I picture. So he
Oh,
got a
hell yeah.
haircut in between. This is the Zoomer haircut. We got the fade, the broccoli on the top.
No, I'm still thinking that he's 275, dude.
Look at how much of this rack he takes up, man. So,
Yeah, he's fucking. If he's 6'4", he's gonna take up the
yeah, I'm just saying.
rack.
I'm just saying shoulder width. He's definitely not 300 pounds. He would be the densest guy in the world if he was 300 pounds. That would be.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like 265,
Maybe it could be. Maybe these
275
are also
squat.
tall guys, and he's just much larger than we expect. He's fucking size 14 feet. Um, he does, Jeff. Jeff, I'm curious what haircut you're rocking. Are you doing the Chase haircut? Just
Just
letting
letting
it
it
grow,
grow.
dog. Okay, so he's squatting. What do we got here? We got 465 here, Chase.
Gotcha.
How would you counsel this young giant man how to fix this?
One, let's bring in the
Okay.
stance. Like there's a lot going on, but like with the stance being a little bit narrower, he's gonna able
Jesus
to hit
fucking
depth a
Christ.
little bit easier. Because like look where his knees are going; they're just kind of
Immediately.
going
Yeah.
straight in. Yeah, exactly. It's just because of the pull of the adductors from how wide his
Hmm.
stance is. So if we narrow that, like let's say like 2 inches, maybe 3 inches in between his heels, and then getting into to some squat shoes and actually making him feel the balance point, this will change up the squat and fix probably like 90% of the issues going
One
on.
thing that I love here is that this gentleman behind him, who clearly is the adult because he has a beard, when he's squatting and he just puts his hand from the
Yeah,
top down, he like pushes down the bar. He's like, "Let me help you into the rack."
yeah.
Pushes him down. Um, what do you think you would have to deload this? Also, this bar is definitely very low on the back. This bar is too low. Just for the record here,
Yeah.
we have to fix the bar position. We have to fix the stance. We have to fix depth. We have to fix back extension. He has no idea what's going on with his back.
Hmm.
Basically, work this from the
No.
ground up. Where would you probably take him day one to fix this, Chase?
Mm, maybe like 225, 275. Again, like if he's
Right,
capable of controlling everything,
right,
like yeah, I mean fuck he even could probably go
right.
315. Like somewhere around there, but definitely you're gonna have like at least 150 pounds off
Yeah,
the
if
bar there.
he's turning around 465 in a different spot, and it is actually, viewers at home, you'll notice that the bar speed is getting
Hmm.
higher. It's basically he's not really hitting a sticking point. He just fucks up the turnaround, and then he's just accelerating it through the whole thing, and it's 465,
Yeah.
right? So he clearly has a tremendous set of parents on him. Um, so it's fine to take this down to 315 for a little bit. This would be a tricky one, especially because of how long his legs are. Um, need some.
Hi, but still, I've had my fair share of some tall lifters before, but like like it's just it takes more time. It seems like for them to just
Yeah,
bend everything, right? Because it's just like how
right.
long their segments are. Like his femurs are fucking like as tall as like the dude spotting behind of
Yeah,
his torso. Like it's crazy. So he's just gonna have to send his knees really far forward, and it's gonna be a
uh,
lot longer than like
it
you and
just
I doing
takes a
it.
long time. Yeah, one thing that you'll
Yeah,
notice with short guys with little meatballs is that their descent portion of the squat is super short. Because their
yeah.
torso is so vertical that it's really just sort of knees. Um, what what did Jeff say? I told my girl yesterday I want to get a mullet and let these beautiful golden locks bang. Typically, no guard, the clippers, and chop it all off. Too hot at work to have hair. What do you think Jeff does professionally, Chase, where it's too hot to have work?
He's a firefighter.
He's a
I don't know.
firefighter,
He's a welder. He's something cool like that.
firefighter or welder, forklift operator. I'm gonna go forklift operator.
Yeah.
Professional.
Oh, he's handling a lot of
It's
heavy machinery
it's
for
heavy
sure.
machinery. He could be a police officer.
Settling
He could be
torches.
he could be the Punisher. Let us know, Jeff. Let us
Yeah,
know. Um, yeah. So I think in conclusion, I want to say at most 260.
he's a
A
cement
cement
mason.
mason, the concrete gang all day. That's sick as hell, dude. I
Hell
love
yeah.
that. Let's see. Okay, we got four more who are queued
So
up
did
right
he reach out and
now. Yeah, you
post
know
the
what? Actually,
videos?
I'll read the
How the fuck? Yeah. How did he like hear
I'll
about
read
us and
the
shit
email.
like that?
Okay, so this, by the way, very little punctuation, no capital letters. He said, "Full disclosure, I am a rising high school senior. I play football, basketball, and lacrosse, so I am always in season. I have to modify the SS program. Currently, I lift after football practice. I only finish with one working set of five, and then do two of the exercises plus an auxiliary lift Monday through Thursday during football. During basketball and lacrosse, I have to squeeze in what I can before school because I can't lift on game day. I am still in a linear progression for squat and deadlift."
I don't think he even has to modify his program. Like if he's one, his technique is so fucked up that where we take off the weight, especially like on his deadlift and the squat, it's gonna be so artificially light to where he can just run back his novice linear program, making 10-pound jumps like it's nothing. So I mean, I would have him just fucking do a normal novice linear progression through all the seasons.
If you, Chase, what do you think the percentage would be if we had, if we, let's say, if we trained a robot or a child from the developing third world to watch all of our shows? How many times that would be
Mhm.
the answer to the questions? Would it be like, you got to go run an LP again, do it
Dude, I don't
correctly?
know. I'd say it's at least like a 3/4 of the videos that we've done.
Unironically, yeah, I would say 3/4. I'm legitimately considering it. I feel like when I go and lift again after getting so thoroughly booty blasted, I'm going to be able to squat 80 pounds again. I think
Yeah.
I'm even going to have to do an LP again after this. Um,
I may just fucking do one too, man.
yeah, fuck it.
If everyone else is doing it, I may
Exactly.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Yeah, me and Sam are doing one. Um, all right. I have two guys named Mark, one guy named Mario, and one guy named DeLorean. Which one do you want to see?
Man,
We're
let's
going
go with
DeLorean, everybody.
DeLorean.
DeLorean's video is pretty good. I think this one will be helpful.
Is he a Grand DeLorean? Are you still muted, Alex?
Oh, I was telling my wife and her boyfriend to keep it down. It was too loud. They're
Okay.
dancing in the kitchen, having a sweet time together. My stepson is running around. Just can't do it anymore. Um, okay, so we got.
have we have we seen this
I
guy
don't
before,
know if we've
right?
seen DeLorean before. I think this may actually be the first time that we've seen DeLorean.
Okay.
But he's all quads out of the
This-
bottom. He probably is getting a
Yep.
great quad burn out of this process. I think this
Mhm.
is probably 225. If those are 45s on the inside. How are you feeling about these?
This is like your textbook high bar here,
Yeah,
without
the
the
high
hip
bar, low
drive.
bar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, let's say he has fucked up shoulders and he can't go lower. He can still drive his hips, and that's what we kind of see with any squat out there. Even a front squat is, if it's sufficiently heavy enough, you've got to use your hips. So with DeLorean here, I mean, hell, if we added like another 20 pounds on this, you're going to see him stay over the bar, or rather, a more horizontal
Mm-hmm.
back angle, and drive his ass up a little bit longer than him just cranking
Right.
up his chest. But I would like to see him go a little bit lower with the bar position, in a low bar position, nail the depth by getting his thighs out a little bit more, shoving out his toes
Mm-hmm.
and knees, and then
Would you
just
just
driving
change
his
the
ass
angle,
up
or
out
do
of
you
the
want to
bar.
widen it the whole thing up, like the whole absolute stance with?
From here, like I don't know, this angle is just telling me like just kick
Mm-hmm.
out the toes, but I don't know. I would have to see like
Yeah,
it
it's
from a
interesting
different
because like
angle.
that's I would say maybe his best rep for depth, right? So he's pretty
Yeah,
solid for depth. Um,
he's following the Joel Seaman, man, only 90 degrees type shit.
isn't that the starting strength argument? Is that muscles are the most powerful at 90 degrees, Chase?
No,
That's the hamstrings, man. We talk about it. We talk about that all the time.
no. I mean,
The
that
lats,
is
the
true.
line of
It's
pulling
also
the
but like
lats and the deadlift, 90 degrees.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, that's also some exercise science bullshit where like people then only figure out, oh, it's only 90
Mm-hmm.
degrees, but no, like you don't just stop at 90 degrees in normal daily movement or any sports that you do. Like you go through a full range of
Anytime I
motion.
curl, Chase, it's this. It's just a 90.
Yep, it's just that. Anytime you eat, it's only that
With
much.
lateral raises, it's just 90. I just get to Roman salute and I just stop there. That's
Yep.
it. We don't go any higher than the Roman salute. Um, yeah, this one I think like you can continue your squatting career being high bar, but generally what I've noticed that these people
Mhm,
um, they will throttle the weight they put on the bar based off of how it feels more than what they can absolutely move with speed. So like what Chase was saying is like he'll put
mhm,
20 more pounds on, then he'll notice he's having to use hip drive and the bar is slowing down a good bit. They probably think that's wrong, not probably, but they almost always think that's wrong because they think the torso is getting too inclined, and then they cut it there because they're like, I can't be leaning over in the squat.
mhm,
Whereas what this tends to do
mhm.
is that it bottlenecks the squat based off of the strength of the quads alone, and it doesn't let the whole thing grow. You know, um, so it's unfortunate, but you'll meet guys like that who have squatted that way for uh, you know 10 years. Exactly.
Years, yeah, years.
Okay, let's go to the other ones are squats, so we'll mix it up with the bench for now.
So who's
We got
benching?
Mario here, dude. We got Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, do you know any Marios in real life, Chase?
I had one Mario that I went to school with in junior high.
That's it.
That was
Okay,
it.
I know one. I guess outside of this guy, I know one Mario. He's a pilot for the special forces. I think he's a SEAL pilot or
Nice.
some sort of fancy Navy guy pilot. But he's like a professional bodybuilder. He looks like a professional bodybuilder, and it's just like 5% body fat year round. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen, man. Yeah,
That
just
is
bald
awesome.
as hell, tattoos, tanned. Yeah, he definitely beats this Mario by a mile. All right, so he's benching. This is what weight is this? Do you think?
Is that 210s? Is that like
I can't tell if
180 or
that's a
something like that?
25. You know what I mean? A tiny 25, or if it's 210s.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's say like 195, 200,
Yeah,
somewhere around
195,
there.
205, somewhere in that ballpark. Still moves really fast. What do you think? Would you change anything here?
I would. I just don't like the feet position there. Like, I want the feet a little bit more
Yeah.
forward. Yeah. So like the heel placement just more forward, kick his toes out a little bit more. And then also like with the elbow positioning a little bit. Yeah. So like the shin angle
It's pulled
here.
back.
Yeah,
So you want
exactly.
his feet.
Move his heel
You want the
like
shin
3 inches
vertical,
forward.
basically. Okay.
Exactly. And the reason why is like, so as you play it, like you'll see it he's just kind of shifting around a little bit on the bench, like there, kind of sags down, everything kind of goes back towards the quad. So he's not really driving his feet as effectively. Move his feet out a little bit more, and I think he'll be much better with driving the legs and being more stationary with that arch in his
Okay,
back.
I'm curious if you've noticed this as well. For people who have a harder time, or to me, they tend to just push the crotch straight up on the bench. What I've been doing with them has just been pulling the feet out slowly to the point where they're so extended that they can't really bridge that way, but they still have a good kind of friction mating surface on the floor that they can push backwards. Does that comport for you? Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. If someone's like just like if this guy was literally just like trying to fuck the ceiling, yeah, I would literally just make him almost feel like almost a Larson, but just lightly let his feet
Right.
touch the
Okay.
floor. So that way he realizes, yeah, he can't do that
Right,
with
spot
his
on.
hips. And that's not how you
Okay.
leg drive.
Elbow sleeves in the bench, Chase. What are your thoughts?
I've never used them personally. If your elbows are
Do you have
fucked
any
up,
do you have any clients
go
in
ahead. And
Oklahoma who use elbow sleeves?
nope,
Okay.
never have. That's the one thing that I've never really dealt with. Like I've heard like Will Morris's take on it because he's dealt with like guys who really bench a lot, have dealt with that some
Right.
tendonitis there. Look, I mean, it's the kind of the same thing with like knee sleeves on the squat. If it helps you do the movement, go ahead. I wouldn't use anything that's like huge, thick, just hardly bends or flexes the elbow. Like just a standard like maybe SBD sleeve or just something like of that nature would be totally
Yeah, I've
fine.
seen one of my guys got the Mark Bell X sleeves. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he
Oh,
got
yeah.
those for his elbow.
So is he just like straight up like this?
Yeah, lockouts great. Bottom, it's this middle
I bet,
transition.
yeah.
This is hilarious. But yeah, he said it felt like it gave him. He's benching low threes. He said it felt like it gave him a free 15, 20 pounds. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Tendonitis is savage. I get to enjoy it varying degrees all year. Yeah, when manual labor fucking kills Jeff. Yeah. I used to work in college. I worked salt crews for my university very early in the morning. So I would wake up at like 3:34, go to the salt depot with the groundskeepers and just throw bags of salt for like 2 hours before class. The elbows were constant elbow tendonitis everywhere.
Dude, whenever you said saw, I was like about to say like you weren't in the mines like over there just fucking chipping
no, not
away.
the salt mines. I was standing in the back of F-150s throwing salt, basically, throwing 50-pound bags of salt constantly. Yeah, elbow tendonitis is a bitch. Do you ever get elbow tendonitis or just that patellar tendinopathy?
Never have. Just
That's
the
amazing.
knees. So yeah, it's more so
Okay.
quad. I have quad tendonitis, not patellar.
Okay, so higher. Interesting. Okay. Does that impact your deadlift at all? Okay.
Nope. Never messed with it. It's only been the the squat, and really hasn't been that bad on the squat. Like I was talking to a guy the other day about this. Like what I used to do with the squat is like about like halfway down, I would lose my tightness and kind of just crash into the bottom and then
Hmm.
come back up. That's been better over the years recently because I've lessened the degree of just like how fucking shitty my
Right.
quads feel. But ever since I've been front squatting and stuff like that, it's calmed
Okay.
down a lot.
Cool. Yeah. I used to do that a ton. That sort of like you stay tight in the early portion of the descent, maybe first 20% to make sure it's grooved in,
Hmm.
then a fast crash to pick up speed, and then you bounce off of everything at the bottom. Um, it's
Yep,
fun.
it doesn't
It's
work well,
fun.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it
The
is fun.
last seminar I was at, I guess the last time I got coaching from someone starting strength, Rip's only cue on the squat for me was just tight knees. After rep one, he just said tight
Yeah.
knees and then walked away. I was like, damn. Yeah, the rest of the squats felt very smooth. I knew exactly what he meant. So I was like, all right, I'll just, tighten the quads up
Yeah.
a little bit on the way down. Man, did they feel harder.
Yeah.
Bar speed
Oh
was
yeah, it sucks
fine, but I was like,
ass.
oh, thanks, man. I got a good mind muscle connection with my quads now. Thanks, Rip. He's trying
Yeah.
to get me to bodybuild.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so this is Mark Sullivan in the basement or in the shed. I'm not sure.
He's in a
He is
gingerbread
kind of
house,
in a
man.
gingerbread house. These are interesting colors going on here. This is pretty early on, I believe. A few weeks in for him, we got 135 on the bar. How are you
Hmm.
feeling about this, Chase?
The stance is kind of really glaring at
Okay.
me here. So, as you can kind of see, like he's really shoving his knees forward. Everything is real forward in the squat here. Widen him out a little bit, like I'd say like 2 inches in between his
Hmm.
feet, and then get him to sit way back into his hips, and
He's
this will
pretty
be
tall
just
too.
fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's not bad. Like he has really
Yeah.
long femurs and shit, so sitting back is going to be really
Yeah.
really weird for him because it's more natural for the knees to go really far forward with that type of anthropometry. But yeah, just think about sticking your asshole really far behind you. You'll be totally fine in the
Yeah.
bottom in the
Someone's fish
squat.
tucked it and they're pulling you backwards. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very pleasant
exactly.
imagery. uh, um, could you tell me about his upper back position? Are you okay with it? This
Yep.
demographic, I think we talked about this a few episodes ago, where
Yeah.
basically there's no definable rear delt shelf. What are
Yep.
you looking for?
There's just a
Exactly. Yeah.
hump.
What are you looking for in this? What are you okay with? I don't see any bar rolling or bar movement. So that's my number
I
one
don't
priority
either.
for is it fine? What else are you thinking about?
Hmm. So like with a guy like this who has some kyphosis, just like a natural curvature of
Hmm.
the upper back here. Yeah, you're right. Like, so I want the bar stable. And we have a stable bar position in the low bar by having the rear delts kind of hug the bar and the shoulders squeeze together nice and tight. So there's a shelf for the bar to rest on. But with this guy, one, he's not that meaty in his upper back, so there's really not that much muscle mass to help. And then two, due to the curvature, he's maybe able to place it right below the spine of the scapula, but we just won't see like that nice arch that
Hmm.
we get with some people. But the elbows aren't moving, the bar isn't rolling, so those two things are going to kind of lead you into saying, okay, yeah, the bar position is fucked up, but this is fixated in place. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely something that you can kind of trick yourself on. If you feel your own
Hmm.
bar moving, then it's a problem. But if the bar is not moving, sometimes if you have the right shirt and your hands are tight enough, it'll be fine. The other thing I say for people is look out for like egregious plate spin. His plates are dipping
Hmm.
forward on the way down, so the bar is tempted to roll, but it's not actually physically rolling up his back.
Yeah.
If you see the plates taking a big dip at the bottom, that's generally an
Hmm.
indicator as well. But these,
That and like head position too will
yeah,
change, like bar speed will drastically
yeah,
change, all
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
shit.
for sure. Five, sure. These are pretty good though. Pretty good though, Mark. It's a pretty good start.
Hmm.
We have another guy who's in another upper back situation. Maybe the title of this show could have been called Upper Back Situations. All right, this is Mick or Mac Chase. I'm not sure if his name is Mick or Mac, but it's MCK.
I would say Mac.
You think this guy's a Mac?
Well, how do you pronounce that without the vowel in it? So it's like,
Whenever I think of Mick, I just think of
it's
someone who's not squatting 315 and not as muscular as this guy. So I'm leaning
yeah.
towards Mac for him. He looks like a
Yeah,
Mac. He looks
he's
like a
more
Mac.
Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
All right.
Mac.
So we have max squat. He's bouncing around with 315 like it's nothing. He probably weighs. How much do you think this guy weighs? I'm gonna say 230.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
somewhere around there. Like definitely 225.
225. He's at least 2 plates. At least 2 plates. He's kind of doing
Yeah.
high bar, low bar, but we're in a situation where he
Mhm.
has a long torso, short femurs again. So the other guys were
Yep.
super long legs. Now this guy's shorter legs. What would you change, if anything, here, Chase?
Definitely the bar position
Okay.
if we can. So, like this guy just seems like he's just been used to a high bar
Mhm.
situation, but like we can definitely modify his grip to where he's not just rotating the wrist underneath, the elbows underneath, and getting more secure bar position with his fingers, and then lower on his back, and then this will easily transfer into like maybe like a 20-pound
Mhm.
difference here because like it's still kind of teeter tottering
Yeah.
around a little bit, especially as he kind of hits those later reps. But get it a little bit more secure, get him more tighter and more bunched in with his arms, and yeah, he'll be way better with utilizing the hip drive out of the
Mhm.
bottom.
Yeah, so Jeff said he was just about to ask for the bar position. For those of you watching, we talked about it last time. If it looks like the plates are pretty stationary and at the bottom they sort of clunk forwards, right? So if we're looking at the
Hmm.
end cap of the plate, if it goes clockwise, if it slips down like that, that's generally an indicator that the bar is trying to move or it's trying to roll, but the friction of their hands is just preventing it. Um,
Well, you can see it too,
yeah,
like the little like hammer strength logo there. It's just teeter tottering around, and it
every
goes
time.
back to
Yep,
normal.
yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, this dude's stacked as hell, man. Look at this physique, Chase. Bam.
and he's got the quads going on. He's
He
got the
got the whole
calf
thing. His
hands,
face is red. He's truly a starting strength
the
fan.
pec definition.
Truly.
Oh yeah.
Did you see Rip's SS shirt? It just says SS on it. Did you get one of those yet, Chase?
I want to, but like
Are
I'm
they
afraid to
selling
get one
those?
because I would say so,
Asgard.
but I don't know. But like I couldn't wear it out in public. Like I'd have to wear it only in the
Okay,
gym
let's
type
let's.
thing.
I'm checking the store right now, Chase. I'll let you know. All right, we got all. They're still selling always hard, which is good. Let's see. Gear, shirts, and hoodies. Yeah, there's the I Am the Science. Did you get an I
Yeah.
Am the Science?
No, dude, I need to. This is the sucky part about not working at the warehouse
You
anymore.
can
It's like
just grab
I could
shirts.
just ask for shirts. Yeah, exactly.
You're like, yeah,
But I actually
all of
have
the
to buy them
shirts I
now. I'm
own.
like, oh
Oh,
fuck.
that's funny. Okay, yeah, they
Yeah.
don't seem to be selling just the SS shirt though, which is very sad.
Yeah. Well, I remember they put SS on the benches for the franchise stuff. I liked it. It looked
Yeah,
cool. But then
it
like,
looks good.
of course you might as well just slap on some fucking eagles and some some lightning
Yeah,
bolts too.
people are
But
going to think you're a mid-century German, is what it's going to. They're going to start asking you about your
oh
policies with
yeah.
Austro-Hungary and then what that empire is. Jeff
Yep.
Ergen,
How do I like
exactly. Jeff said
fascism?
I'd buy one, but I ended up getting into fights. Yeah, I'm assuming that what Jeff means is there's like a large amount of communist cement masons. So the commies are fighting the Nazi cement masons. Maybe there's the Axis and the Allies again. Um,
It's all the unionized
That
fucking
they
workers that
exactly, yeah,
he's
that's the union. As
with.
long as they're not similar to
Yeah.
lightning bolts, it's just a very tasteful font. It's just right there, just says SS. I don't,
No, yeah, it's a nice, clean, less
yeah,
aggressive
I don't even
font
know if it
of
says starting strength on the back. I'm not
SS.
sure. Yeah.
I think it may have like a guy squatting. I forgot,
Okay. Yeah,
but I
man.
don't know.
Next time you go down there to the seminar, you just got to be like, "Hey, Bree, I'll help you in the warehouse."
She doesn't. She lives in Memphis
Oh,
now.
Bree's not doing the warehouse anymore. Who's doing the?
No, it's it's Nick's kids, so I gotta like go interrogate
Okay,
them.
dude, they're already carrying. You know that for sure. as
I
soon
know
as you get in the
exactly.
warehouse, it's fucking done.
Just
Yeah.
three in the dome. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it's fucking done. Yeah, you just got to get your way in the warehouse, get us some t-shirts, man. Okay.
Yeah.
The last two things that we need to touch on. We have a guy
Hmm.
who wants to do one lift a day. It's like a 10-second answer. How would you program who's doing someone one lift a day? Let's say they got 20, 30 minutes in the gym.
Man, if you have to prioritize it toward like it, I would probably do a lower body exercise or like the squat and then like a deadlift more so over the upper body stuff. Just because of just like how much weight, how much muscle mass are involved in
Hmm.
those lifts. But again, you still need those upper body lifts. So if you just have 3 days a week and
He's doing one lift a
yeah,
day,
just
6-ish times a week is what he was planning. Yeah,
oh,
so he's
six
there all
times
the
a
time.
week. Gotcha. Okay. Well, why the fuck is he not just doing
So
a
I think
normal
what
program
if
then?
I remember correctly, the post was saying he's doing other sports. So he's doing like BJJ at night, swimming, or
Mm,
it was something like that. Um, and
okay.
he's like, I only have time for one lift and then that practice.
Well, if he has all this shit going on, he needs to read the two-factor model there of like what's training versus
Hmm.
practice, and then kind of distinguish what's more
Right.
important or what's not.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with this too often anymore. Most of the athletes who reach out to me, they've already been doing their shit for a number of years. And because they've been doing it for
Yeah.
a number of years, when I tell them, I'm like, hey, it's probably best if we just take 3 months and then focus on strength. Still practice 2 times a week, but just take it down from 5 to 2, or take it down from 5 to 3, even something like that. And they're
Hmm.
more okay with it. But when you have someone who's new to physical fitness entirely, and they're like, I need to do both at full speed, it's a little bit of a tricky sell to be like, hey, you gotta chill for a little
Yeah.
bit. But yeah, so the way that I run one lift a day, this is basically what I do as well. It's primarily lower body, and then you superset in some form of upper body. Okay. So if I have 30 minutes in and it's squats on the board, you're in a squat rack already. There's going to be a chin up bar there. You know, in between every warm up set, even do a set of pull ups. And this is better, of course, if you can, actually do
Mm,
pull ups and chin ups and things like that. Um, and then that way you're getting a decent hit of upper body volume in addition to your lower body volume. Um, and then it's not necessarily ideal, but like even if you're in a situation where like, okay, well, like, I'm benching, I don't have time again to hit legs for a few days, bench, get some dumbbells, do some lunges. If you're doing deadlifts and you don't have access to, let's say, overhead press at the same time, I love the deadlift overhead press superset. That's my favorite superset in the world. If you're doing deadlifts, go do some push-ups, go do a dumbbell bench, go to a machine, fucking whatever. You're so far off the reservation that it's like just make good use of your time. If you're in there for 30 minutes, just be doing something for every minute, I would say. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, Jeff said one lift a day is pretty reasonable. Yeah, got to get in after work. Yeah, the after work, especially after manual labor, that's rough. Um,
Yeah.
this was the last question. This is when I had questions for you about, Chase. Um, Especially with the population that you work with, people who are getting shitty sleep. We have a lifter who says
Hmm.
he just has insomnia, meaning he's getting, I think clinical definitions for insomnia are like under what, like 3-ish hours, basically.
Yeah. It's like two to
Yeah, two
three
to three
hours a
hours a
night.
week. How would you handle something like that?
Fuck, man, it's gonna be rough. Like, if he's brand new, he's starting out, and he's like, "Hey, by the way, I have
Hmm.
insomnia." We can get by for a little bit, just running a normal novice linear program, not changing anything. I would try to make him eat as much as possible because the recovery
Okay.
element is shit. So you basically have like two factors of recovery here. You got eating and sleeping. We're controlling everything in the weight room by how much rest he's getting, the load on the bar, all that jazz. So he has to do his part with just eating a shit ton to make up for that loss and
Hmm.
recovery that sleep is missing. Um, Make him do that, and at some point he's going to go through than what normal people do. So let's say like a normal guy in the situation is running like a 3 month novice linear program, he may do it in like a month and a half or
Hmm.
one. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So he's gonna do it like in half the time,
Yeah.
transition into a more advanced programming where he doesn't really need to, but due to his situation with recovery, this
Hmm.
is where we got to put him.
Yeah. Longer workouts are going to be shittier,
Hmm.
including that. So, like by the third lift on someone who's doing really low sleep, that may not be great. Um, One lift a day, honestly. I've had some guys who were just in really low sleep periods. Like if you just had a baby and you just kind of have artificial insomnia because you're not sleeping,
Yeah,
one lift a day is probably totally fine.
yeah.
You know, you don't need to bang out all three.
I mean,
Yeah.
and there's some other stuff you can do too. Like, I mean, you got caffeine, but the drawback of what the caffeine is just like you're gonna get addicted to it, and then you have to use more and more. But
Hmm.
um, at some point, if you have to dope yourself up with caffeine so that way you can hit your squats during the week, I'm fine with that, or your deadlifts.
Yeah.
But just kind of pick and choose what days you can do that, especially if you're doing like a one lift a day. Like I wouldn't mess it with on the upper body stuff because
Yeah,
it's
if you're doing volume overhead press, you don't need to
exactly, you
fucking
don't need that shit.
slam pre-workout. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, the one thing that I've noticed for people who come into lifting, even if they've been kind of recreational lifting before and they have sleep problems, if you just like double their volume and have them do some cardio or add their practice volume up, they'll be like, "Hey, my sleep problems are gone."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I mean, like I normally have sleeping problems, and then whenever I was at this training camp, doing 2 practices a day and then some form of
Yeah.
lifting, my sleeping problems were gone, Chase.
Yeah, I
What
bet so.
what a
Yeah.
surprise. Yeah, I was able to go solid, 6.5, 7 hours at night, which is way more than
Mhm.
usual, and then also, some 2-hour naps. So that was great.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, in the literature for people who come in with like some sort of depressive disorder. Depressive disorders almost always are accompanied with irregularity in sleep.
Hmm.
Getting them to exercise just in general is going to be a good start. So if you ever have someone or yourself who has pretty fucked up sleep, and you're like, hey, how do I kind of work around the situation? Just train really hard. It'll probably help out.
Yep. Well, I mean,
Probably help out for sure.
everyone's kind of picked up on that too. It's like whenever you've moved or done like some really
Hmm.
strenuous work out in the yard, like, man, I just need a fucking nap today.
Oh yeah.
Huh? I wonder why. It's
Oh
because recovery is fucking amazing whenever you sleep.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so that one's an interesting one. Have you ever met someone who has a more clinical insomnia where they're like, "I'm already checking all my boxes, I just am unable to sleep." Have you
I want to
ever
say
run into that?
like I think maybe one dude. I think it was in Houston, but
Hmm.
he didn't really last long, of course, because I
He
mean, it's
died.
just no, he didn't die, but just he just didn't want to commit to it, and like he again just
Right.
had other things going on where he's trying to research the issue. But like
Hmm.
guys who are waiting for like CPAPs and shit like that, they're always just like, man, my sleep is shit. But you can still string in some sort of productive training log with those guys still. Like they're not going to hit
Right.
as frequently PRs as what you hope for, but they can still at least do something.
Something's better than nothing for sure.
Yeah.
I Rips talked about it a bunch where he's like, older people just don't sleep much by the time
Hmm.
you're like his age. He's like, you get 4 hours a night, you're fine. I
Yeah.
really wonder how that's gonna fucking feel.
Dude, I don't know. He's a night owl. Like he'll
Is
stay up
he?
until like four a.m. and then he won't wake up until like I don't know, maybe like noon or some shit.
That's
Yeah,
such a good schedule.
yeah. I mean,
Pretty good
also he
schedule.
can do whatever the fuck he wants, but like I've kind of noticed that too. Like,
Yeah.
man, like whenever I was young, I was like, dude, I just would sleep all the fucking time.
Right.
And then now it's just like, oh, 6 hours, I'm totally fine.
How old are
I'm
you now,
I'm cool with
Chase?
that. 25.
You're 25. Yeah, back when you were young.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Exactly.
ancient.
Yeah, I had a 21-year-old who was at the training camp with me, had the audacity to tell me. He was like, "Now that I'm older, I'm just slowing way the fuck down." And
Oh
he's
God.
21. I mean, of course, he's been competing since he's been like 15. So like he was
Gotcha.
doing, junior worlds and things like that.
Yeah.
And he was like fast then. And it's like, dude, come on,
Yeah.
you're fucking 21. Um, yeah, I would say for insomnia, whenever I was taking 60 to 80 milligrams of prednisone a day, I did that for about 6 months. The entire time I was unable to sleep for a stretch longer than three
Why are you
hours.
taking prednisone?
That was for the myasthenia. That was for the breathing thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So they
Okay.
basically it was just shut my immune system down. I was just
Yeah.
walking around, just bareback everywhere into the store. Um, but yeah. So during that period, corticosteroids they essentially they fuck your sleep up tremendously.
Mm,
During that, I was really like I would be in bed for 9 hours, but I would probably wake up 6 to 8 times a night. I feel like,
yeah. Dude,
and then
that's kind of like how I was whenever I didn't have insulin first before I got diagnosed with diabetes because it was like,
really,
yeah, it fucked with my sleep. I don't know what it was. I think as like you kind of hit more into like those later ends of like the
yeah.
high numbers just for a consistent period of time. Like I remember having dreams and it was just like TV static. Like like the TV whenever it's on, but there's no connection. It's just
Are you
that
just in a
white
light
fuzz.
diabetic coma at night, almost dying,
Dude,
and then
I
you're just
maybe
remembering what it's
yeah,
like?
and I just fucking wake up. I'm like, oh, let's go pee. Yeah, and also yeah, waking up consistently to where I have to go pee and fucking drink
Oh,
water. So
that's
it's like
so funny.
maybe I lay down for
Heck
an
yeah.
hour and like I rest, I get my heart rate down, but
Right.
like I'm not hitting REM sleep. I'm like
So if you
maybe
fuck
getting
your
2 hours.
insulin up now, does it
Yeah.
impact your sleep?
Um. No, no. Like it's at that point it was like I had like a month of like maybe consistently I'm running like 7 or 600 for blood sugar. Like it was real fucked up.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it was real bad.
God damn. Okay, yeah. So there's no chance now. Even I would say you just have to dramatically lowball insulin. You just
Yeah,
have to
I would
not
have to
take
like
it at that
not
point.
take it exactly.
Right. Yeah. So there's no positive pressure version of this where you take too much, right?
Now if you do take too much insulin, like I've woken up from a deep sleep, like sweating and like not knowing what the fuck just happened. Like I've literally just like been
Just heart
splashed with
pounding,
water.
or is it like
No, it's just it's my body just I don't know, like shocking me or some shit with like a low blood sugar drop. I'll wake up. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Because usually,
hmm
people they'll die sometimes if they go into a low hypoglycemic episode and
right?
they don't wake up type shit. But I've done that several times where like I wake up, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? And I'm just insatiably hungry and I go eat and then I pass out again.
What a
Yeah.
nice life. What is the what's the are you immediately just getting the fastest carbs you can get? Is that just like go and get some orange juice, or like
Dude,
are you
I'm
just
weird whenever I'm low. Like I have a craving. Like I crave peanut butter and milk. Like bad.
both of those?
Both of those. So like
Interesting.
I'll take like crunchy peanut butter, a spoonful, over there just like fucking
It just
chubby cheek in it, and then over there swigging milk in between. Which
knock
is
it
the
down
worst
as well.
idea because like it dawned on me the other day. I'm like, dude, I'm like, if I had to really like breathe and shit like that, and I'm over there just like clogging up my airways, yeah,
Not gonna
exactly.
work. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. Yeah. So whenever my throat, my breathing, and my neck get tired, and I fuck my medication up,
Hmm.
no matter what I'm chewing, it'll get like stuck like here. And then I'll have to like push it down with water. I'll be like
Oh
breathing. I'll be
fuck.
like, I can feel objects in my esophagus that have just not, masticated or palpated.
Yeah.
What's it called? Peristalsis, excuse me. They just have not,
Yeah.
commenced that process down. That's terrible. That's probably a very frightful sight, Chase, just to see you naked in the kitchen, just slamming peanut butter and milk
Just fucking
in front of the fridge.
drenching and drenching sweat and just being disoriented.
That's probably not good. That's probably not good. Poor Phoebe. Um, All right, what do you want to talk about next time, dude? This time we had a bunch of videos to get through.
Yeah, I like the video stuff, but I don't know.
Okay.
Like you're good about coming up with shit. Like I really don't contribute shit to this stream except for just talking. That's about
Chase,
it.
come on. You're the linchpin of the show. What are you
I
talking
know
about,
I'm
man?
holding it all together.
You're the glue hole in this guy. Yeah, Mick's still in Amsterdam. Mick's still in the red light district of Amsterdam for the next. Yeah, he remember he was like, I deleted like all the apps off my phone. He's doing the tech guy thing where you just go away from tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? So why is he reprogramming himself?
I don't know,
Does he have
man.
like
So
a
yeah, he was in Australia. He's like, I'm gonna go to Amsterdam,
yeah?
maybe for a month, maybe for his brother lives there, so I think he's just staying,
Yeah.
just visiting
Hmm.
his brother, and I think he's just gonna, divorce technology and just play the fucking trumpet in Amsterdam forever.
That's awesome.
It's a weird life, man.
Maybe he's been like on a psyop mission where he's going to infiltrate the World Economic Forum here
He's gonna go to
in
Brussels. Yeah,
in Brussels.
that's true. Yeah, we gotta go to Amsterdam. Okay, we'll think about it. When's your next seminar, Chase? Is it
Rip
next
hasn't
weekend, actually?
focused anything or posted anything, I should say. Let's
Okay,
see
but
what
the
is.
August seminar is
It's not this week coming up. It's the next, I
it's
think.
the 12th, 13th.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. And man, we gotta get something in this week. Then you gotta think of something, dude.
I'll think of something.
We're thinking on it. But all right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you later.